All right, this next match review comes to us from IrishPumkin, who has 800 hours, so not quite at that 1K hour mark where I expect you to know most of your DBD fundamentals, having good macro sense, good micro sense in terms of short chases. So there's probably some stuff that's still, you know, you're still getting the hang of, so I probably won't be as harsh on you in that regard. You are playing on ATTRIBUTION, which is the best core map for killers, so at least you got that going for you. You're also playing Blight, which is it's still a very, very strong top character. I know some people are kind of like overreacting right now and saying because Hug Tech is gone, he's just dead and he's like a B- character. That's not true at all. Character's still excellent, so don't let anybody tell you any different. Go and take a look at your add-ons and your quakes. Okay, so you're running Double Eerie, which most people are talking about is a very, 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 very good combo. So the Compound 3-3 increases your turn rate and rush duration. And the iridescent tag now increases your movement speed and your max look angle, which is so like these two in tandem, like you're playing with 3 rushes, but your 3 rushes are like super powerful. So I've been seeing a lot of people extremely talk up this combo. So no, nothing to write home about there. Your build is mostly good. Barbecue Lethal, excellent combo. Probably one of the best info combos in the game. Pain Res, best slowdown in the game. Discordance is kind of an interesting choice because you already have 2 really, really excellent. You already have 2 excellent info perks. So you have a 3rd one. So you're kind of like tripling up on a roll here. Lethal makes sense with Barbecue because Lethal enhances Barbecue. Discordance is kind of just the odd man out here. So I would probably replace this with maybe like a 2nd slowdown, like Pop or something like that, or maybe like a quality of life perk like Enduring or Agi. But other than that, your build's fine. You won't be losing because of your build. Ooh, we are crunchy 480p. Crunchy. Yeah, that's max. You get a disco dance early. Whew. You know what's kind of funny to think about? We used to watch things this way. Like on our old CRT TVs. This is how TV looked for a while. Isn't that weird to think about? How do we stomach this? Hey, what did that door do to you? Wait, why do you just leave chase with that person? Yeah, why do you just leave chase with that person? It's like you broke the door and like forgot they existed. Yeah, I don't know why you left chase with that person. You probably should have stayed on them. So starting a brand new chase. Yeah, because that person's already healed up now too. So, like up until this point, so this whole like first minute of the game is just kind of like a sunk cost that you didn't get anything for. Hey Rocky Plucky, how's it going? How are you feeling? How's your mother treating you? Is this last patch Blight? This was uploaded. It was uploaded on patch day. So should be the new Blight. Should be.
Easy clap.
At least you know where they are. You don't. Okay. I forget you're using Double Eerie. I'm like, why didn't you bounce off that? I was like, oh yeah, you get that extra time.
Well, bro, they were gonna.
If there is more than one person, if there is more than one person on a gen, dry kicking is still not worth it. Because I know you have to sit on it to do the 5%, which is better. But if there's 2 people, they're just gonna undo a dry kick. I know it's almost done, but at this point, like the gen's like 90, 95, so like you're not gonna be able to defend it. Just get the down and get your next pain res. So you can at least slow down the next gen.
Complete it anyways. Why would you put flash shit on that, bro? So cringe, my guy.
For the exact reason that they just did. To stop you. Especially if you had pop. If you had pop, that would have saved the gen. Eventually. Yeah, if you had pop, that gen would have got obliterated because it was nearly finished. So that's why they did that. Which a lot of people run pop parents together, so Compound 21. Compound 21's pretty nice. It's kind of a fun, like, kind of like gimmick add-on that's really like comfortable to run. Like I would even use double speed and stuff over that. When you to avoid situations like that, because I run into that situation a lot when I play Blight, is just swing when you're closer to them. If you go for like a really long lunge, you're gonna end up in a lot of situations like that where you just go flying past them. But if you just swing when you're right on top of you, it has way less of a chance to do that.
Nice.
Yeah, especially on Blight, that'd be like super strong. That's why I recommend Enduring as a potential quality of life perk that you could run, because like Blight's end up in situations a lot like that where like you're trying to rush through a pallet. So obviously that wouldn't matter too much.
Bro,
She got that.
what is my fucking MMR, dude? Like, every time I play this fucking game, it's always some fucking flashbangs. Every time. I'm in the corner. Like, should be invincible.
No, flashbangs, as long as they're in front of you, they work. Yeah, flashbangs don't, it's not like flashlights where they have to like have the cone in front of you that goes underneath your like your chin and face area. Like, as long as the flashbang is in front of you, it can hit you. So it just doesn't work that way.
What do you mean I didn't check? You're not supposed to check for that shit.
Since you've submitted this for match review, yes, you absolutely check. You absolutely check. That is one of the ways you can counter flashlights and flashbangs, is checking first. Yeah. You should always check. If you see flashlights in lobby, definitely be frosty before your first pickup. Now that you know that they have flashbangs, you should definitely be checking. Definitely be checking. I don't like that. I don't like that. Because you absolutely should be checking before pickup if you know they have flashlights or if you suspect they have flashbangs. And in general, you should just be aware that that could happen at any time anyway. Like, if you guys notice when I play, even if I'm not aware that there's a flashlight or a flashbang, I still pick up weird, or I still like hesitate sometimes because it's just good. It's just a good fundamental just to like be frosty for that sort of thing. Because flashbangs are made mid-game, so even if you didn't pay attention to see the flashlight, it is always potentially possible if flashbangs in play. So like, yeah, you definitely should check.
Why the fuck would you check for that shit? You're just wasting your time.
No, it's a bigger waste of time to have to restart the entire chase. That is a bigger waste of time to have to restart the entire chase. Especially if they are, dropped in the middle of somewhere strong, like a main building, like shack, like a good tile setup. Like, you will waste more time redowning them than if you just chase somebody off initially. It's definitely still worth it. Hi, Shiny. We're just doing our match review segments. We have only done one so far, so it's fairly early on. Fairly early on. Hopefully you're doing well with it. Is you spot him because of barbecue lethal?
Why the hell every time I pick up, I'm gonna check for a fucking flashbang save? You just hope that they miss it. You can't avoid it. It's unavoidable.
Wow. That's not true or correct. Flashbangs are not unavoidable. I guess what you're trying to say is that flashbangs, if they time it correctly and the flashbang is placed in front of you, yeah, that's because you don't have time to look up if they time it perfectly. Yeah. But to say that there's zero counterplay to flashbangs is just like not accurate. You should be looking out for flashbangs and flashlights before you pick up. Pick up at weird angles. Try to make sure that nobody is right beside you when you pick up. Yeah, of course, background player is a thing, but if you don't know it's in play yet, you can't assume that they have it. So you should at least attempt to do something instead of just aiming to do nothing and throwing your hands up.
Never try to avoid it.
Never try to avoid. That is bad advice. Do not listen to that. How much you have to check before a pickup? I think it's like 20 meters, something like that. It's still worth it, but if you don't know background players in play, there's no reason to assume it is in play yet.
No way. Did she fake pretend to whatever that?
And it's still worth doing the weird things like trying to adjust your pickup or potentially warding them off. That was a good play. Okay, you know that they're both on that. Yeah, if you really hate... I don't know. I would not tell them to run Lightborn because it doesn't seem like they're doing enough to counteract flashlights and flashbangs, and they should learn that fundamental. This team's very efficient though. Like the way you see them stacking, like rotating gens and stacking is like, it's really good of them. The good thing is you know that 3 people aren't around, so you can just pick up.
Why would you look for a flashbang save? That doesn't make any sense.
It does. That's
like 50% of the time they bring them, 50% of the time they don't. Like...
I get the like before you know they're in play, it's hard to tell. But like after you know, you should definitely start playing with them in mind. Where are you going? I've noticed that this combo is really, really good. Don't get me wrong. This combo is really, really good. But it seems like you're not used to it. Like it seems like you're kind of struggling with only having 3 bumps and you're used to having more. And you're having a hard time adjusting to it. So even though this add-on combo is really good, I'd maybe stick to like double speed or something for now. Because this doesn't seem like it's meshing well with you. You spent a tremendous amount of chase.
I completely forgot that power was even there.
You spent a tremendous amount of time in chase with this Jill. And you leave her. So you don't get the down with her. Yeah, you chase her for about a full minute here. Chases in Dead by Daylight need to be 30 to 40 seconds. If it's 50 plus seconds, you probably need to disembark. And you chased her for over a minute, which is not ideal. Match time, gen time. Yeah, she knew that tile had nothing in it, so she wanted to leave.
Okay.
That's why long walls, short walls are not that good. Nice, good job. Very good hit. That's why long walls, short walls are not. See, that was perfect. See? Look, that was good job. I'm not being facetious at all. Like that's what you do. That was perfect. You scooted up. I'm totally picking up. Person came out of hiding and you're like, aha, gotcha. Good job. Do that more.
I think we did a pretty good
but then you just pick up. you had the right idea because you were like trying to like warding her away, and then like you kick the pallet and then just like completely give up. So you just let her flashbang. You just let that happen. That's tragic.
Like, come on, bro. I'm chasing you and you're literally dropping the god pallet. Like, I have to fucking pick up. So cringe.
The god pallet? The god... Okay, so for reference, god pallets are like shack, for example. Pallets that block like an entire structure, an entire tile that cannot be circumvented in any way. Like the walls are just super long, uncircumventable on either side. The long wall jungle gyms are very strong. Probably the strongest general tile that spawns outside of shack. We'll give you that. But that is not a god palette. Especially with a character like Blight, Spirit, Nurse. Like you can mind game that palette. It's not a god palette. You probably need an anti-loop power to do it. Well, consistently against good players. Technically, any palette's mind gameable. That's not a god palette. But consistently against good players, you need a strong power to do it. But Blight is one of those. That's not a god palette. Oh. Druids can play them like they could, though, right? Plop Charlotte in front of the window, force the survivor to play the pallet, try to, Victor pounce up over it. Like, unironically, they could. You leave chases really early, too. Like, you've consistently left chases this whole match. Like, sometimes you overcommit and then you just completely, you go from, like, I'm going to overcommit to chases to I'm just going to leave chases. And then you just leave again. It doesn't feel like you have a firm game plan. I'm like, good shot. Very, very good shot. It doesn't feel like you have
I just
a
bring
firm
no
game
way
plan.
out because these gens get done way too fast, bro.
Well, that's what happens when you leave every single chase. And your only slowdown is based off of, like, looking and downing people. Luckily, you have one dead, which is good.
No way I bumped into that, right? There's no way I bumped into that.
That long rush time is so fun to watch.
What am I stuck on?
Yeah, that was not good. What this is before? Because like that's something. That's what I was talking about earlier. Flash is like, Homie does not seem used to the 3 rushes.
I'm not near that.
You leave chases so much. Look over in a bit later. Appreciate your put. Of course. Yeah.
The
just
adrenaline, bro. Oh my god.
Send it to me. I'll look it over, Horster. Absolutely. Hope you're doing well today. I was just talking about, I was showing people, like, I hit 2 shots that you showed me when we were testing that Xeno kid, but Nemesis couldn't. I was showing people, like, the crack in the general tile on, the, British Friend maps, and then the window on Shattered Square.
That fucking rock, bro, made me lose. This fucking rock made me lose.
A rock made you lose? I don't think so. Square down and fit the soy. Come on. My configure broke? Okay. Just making sure it wasn't me. Yeah, I think it... I thought based on them getting stuck on Caltree, there was a match was recorded before, but there was a little bit of desync there, which is the Unreal 5 patch, so... I don't know, maybe that's just weird bug stuff. Yeah, you need to hit her. Wow, she messed up. Yeah, she needs to leave. She needs to leave. Oh, that's not open. Uh-oh. Yeah, you got her here, because that's not open. Yeah, that's not open, so she just has to deal. Yeah, just keep chasing her. Uh-oh. She's gonna open that door now. Nice, very good. Your flicks are good. Anything else? Nah, just the same stuff we were talking about. I wouldn't get greedy. I'd just take your... Yeah, I would just take your kill here. I would go back because of... Okay, you're lucky he... Okay, well, they already got the Dune Thunder Drum. Sorry, nothing. That's right. My bad. My instincts were like, ah! Ah! But it's fine. I do want to see this here at the end, actually. So I got the 2K. What do they say? It's too pixelated to tell. Oh, they're making fun of the Jonah. Okay, they're making fun of the Jonah. All right, so let's talk about your main takeaways. I think the first thing, and this one's pretty important. In terms of your first takeaway, I feel like your game plan and logic when it comes to chases is kind of like, it's clear that you don't have a formulated game plan with that. Sometimes you chase people for too long. So like you'll chase somebody for like a full minute or two, which gens in DBD are only 90 seconds without items or perks. Which people are definitely going to be bringing toolboxes and resilience and stuff like that to do gens faster. So to commit to somebody for over a minute or two is just like way too long. And then I feel like what you did more commonly in this match was you would just like leave chases way too soon. Like you wouldn't even chase them for like 15 seconds before you just like ollie on out of there. Just because you have like a very, very strong movement ability does not mean you should be globetrotting all the time. And I think maybe because of the character you're playing and the add-ons you brought, that you think you can just like disembark chase and just go pressure something on the opposite side of the map, even on a smaller map like Rancid Abattoir, like you shouldn't be just like popping out a chase just only like 15 seconds in. At least take like an injury or a pallet and then go. So I would formulate a stronger game plan when it comes to your chase time. Try to chase 30 to 40 seconds. If you haven't got an injury or a pallet, think about leaving at the very least. Because you kind of go back and forth between like, I'm going to chase too long or I'm not going to chase at all. And you need to have like some sort of firm game plan with that, because it doesn't seem like you have one yet. Second, your assessment of how flashlights and flashbangs work is unfortunately completely incorrect. You can do a lot against both flashlights and flashbangs. Background player complicates this, but this isn't a balance talk video. This is talking about, you know, things you can do better, things you can do to play more consistently. To say flashbangs have zero counterplay and there's nothing I can do, and throwing your hands up in the air, you are willingly giving up. Like that video I made literally yesterday. How do you handle RNG and things that are too strong in this game? You make yourself so consistent that the RNG is the only thing that can beat you. Throwing your hands up and just giving up is not the answer. The person in your chat that you were being kind of nasty to, they were right. The fact that you don't even look when you pick up, even after you know flashbangs are in play, is you willingly giving the survivors more oppression on you when you could be doing something. The person in that chat was right, and you gave him a really hard time for that. Yeah, especially after the first one. The first one, yeah, you don't know if flashbang's in play yet because you haven't seen one yet, right? And there's no flashlights brought into the match, so you know, it's reasonable to just pick up and be like, oh crap, you know. But after that point, you don't do anything. I was so proud of you when like you initially, like there was that the long wall jungle gym by Shaq, where you down that one person and then you call out the Michaela who was hovering. Excellent, perfect. But then you kick the pallet and just pick up right in front of her face. You spoon fed her that flashbang save. You had the exact right idea and you were doing it and you just gave up. You absolutely gave up, and that's why she got it. So yeah, I would work on your flashbang and flashlight counterplay. Try to chase off the savers, bait the pick up at weird angles. Like you need to work on that. That is something that was really lacking in your gameplay. Third, your third takeaway, and this one is probably going to be like a weird one, but I feel like it's actually the most important one, is like your attitude with this game is extremely defeatist, negative, and aggressive. Like attitude is just as big a part of your gameplay as anything else. And your attitude with the game is very like aggressive and negative. The survivors, everything they do has zero counterplay, and everything you do is like, oh, well, the world's against me and I can't do anything. Oh, gens just go so fast. This is so bad. Like, I don't know if you just spend a lot of time in like very like killer biased zones and communities, but like the game isn't actually that way. And most of the takes and feelings that you were just like throwing out were not true. They were not objectively true. There was a lot you could do against the flashlights of flashbang saves, and you just chose not to. Gens weren't running too fast. You were just having really long chases or leaving chases too early, so you weren't getting your slowdown with pain res. But your attitude seems to be that survivors are super oppressive and I can do nothing to stop them. And to the point where you incorrectly identify a strong palette as a god palette because you're so frustrated. Which is, it was interesting. So I would, most of all, out of all three of these, work on your attitude. The game isn't as oppressive as you think. You're literally playing the second best character in the game. Like, you are literally playing the second best character in the game. People are arguing right now that might be lower after the hug tech's taken away, but we don't know. I'm not an authority on Blight, so I can't tell you myself. But you're playing an extremely strong character. You have the tools to deal with this more than anybody else does. More than most characters in the game do. Like I said earlier, do everything you can to become as consistent as possible, and then you can be like, oh, well, background player flashbang's OP, or, you know, gen speeds are too fast. But if you're not doing everything you can to prevent all these, you know, extra stuff from going wrong, having such a negative defeatist attitude, and I think it's okay to feel defeated and like you can't do much. It's a very natural feeling in Dead by Daylight. It's baked into the DNA. But I think it's especially disappointing to see you like lash out at people in your chat who are trying to like help you and point out your shortcomings. So hopefully this is a turning point for you. Hopefully this is something you go, oh, wow, I didn't even realize I was doing that. I didn't realize I was saying those things, and you can turn things around from the better. So yeah.